Well, it was almost good. I did make one little slip up in there, but whatever. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Fun in the Country Basement for this Sunday, September 8th, I believe it is, 2019. So I'm actually going to skip the chat today because there's too many of you already in there. So let's start. We'll start with Chris today.
Hello, everyone. It is Sunday and Fun in the Country Basement time. I am Chris from Chris's Basement. This is where I am right now, as usual. I have a few things I'm going to work on, including I'm going to finish up my Alien Ooze edition of the Wi-Fi monitor today, hopefully. I still have to wire it up and glue some things, but other than that, it should be good to go. That's what I'm doing today. Go for it, Walter.
Hey, I'm Walter, Kuntry 3D, and you can find me everywhere, Kuntry 3D. Today, I'm not doing a damn thing. Oh, excuse me. Dang thing. I'm just being comedy relief because I've got two printers going.
Family friendly there, Walter. Family friendly.
I've already worked on the bear, and so, okay, Glenn.
And that brings us to none other than I. And actually, it's fun today. We have a guest. We have a guest here with us. Well, okay, so I guess he'll be here soon. So, but we will have a guest coming up. I don't think that I'm really working on anything either. I would rather just kind of hang out and chat with everybody today, kind of laid back. I have spent the whole week pilfering through all my electronics and testing each and every one of them to make sure that they're okay and didn't get hit by lightning. The body count right now is like 22 different things that were knocked out by the lightning. And the insurance adjuster is supposed to call me tomorrow, and then I will find out what they're going to cover and how they're going to cover it. So it's been a very long and tedious week of finding more and more things that are zapped. Yay.
Hey, 247 Hinky said, is that a guest host? I would say, no, that's a ghost host.
It's a ghost host. But yeah, he will be here soon, hopefully. But
everybody's talking about me being blurrier. I will tell y'all that this week, and I don't know why, but even my DSL and my mobile have both been slower than normal. So I don't know if we're having problems wherever they meet, but that's what we're doing. Hey, there's Mapro 6. Can I answer him real quick before y'all get started back in? Yes, I did. I got the Y carriage for the Mark 2.5 from Mapro 6. He CNC'd it out and sent it to me. It has been installed, and now the printer's in beginning hour of a 13.5-hour print. So thank you, Mapro 6. I do appreciate it. It was fantastic. I put it on this morning, and it took away all my issues.
Very nice.
Hemrice Larry is here with us today and said, blame Dorian. No, actually, the lightning strike hit a week before. And my hurricane deductible is a lot bigger than my regular deductible, so it's just better. It's better that it wasn't the hurricane. It would have been one thing if FEMA would have come in, but there was a couple of other ones I seen back here. Carl, NAC 3D Designs asked, was the FK1 affected by the strike? It was not, because it's Wi-Fi, and it seems only the stuff that was on the network, like physically, were the things that got hit, with the exception of some weird things like my oven. My oven got affected. It blew the surge suppressor on my well, but did not blow the well. So thank you, Square D, for awesome surge suppressors.
Amross Larry was talking about blaming on Dorian for my crap net. My crappy internet.
For your crappy internet? Yeah, blew your cable lines right out of the ground. They need to come run new ones.
Yeah. Aaron Seeger, no, I do not use any PoE devices right now. I got a couple of people. Go ahead.
Sorry.
All right.
Clint asked if there was any damage after Dorian. Dorian did not even actually touch us. We got a little rain and a little wind, but it was actually windier Friday. It was windier on Friday than it was during the storm. So we lucked out, but you know, thoughts and prayers to those guys in the Bahamas, because it knocked them down and then mopped them up. That's horrible.
Hardman said he didn't get a schedule to start, blah, blah, blah. But I did. I actually did have a schedule to start Glenn's stream pop up on my YouTube. So I don't know why you didn't get it, Hardman, but I did.
because YouTube's a piece of crap and they don't always tell you.
Yeah. Hey, and then we actually did get a little bit of rain off of it too. Very, very, very minor wind at all. But yeah, it was a non-issue. Thank God for us. Now Sean Gould said it came up there to them, and I hate that. But I will say a prayer for the Bahamas because they got obliterated.
Absolutely.
So, Chris, did you get anything off of Dorian?
Nope.
I was reading Sean Gould's comment, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I read that out loud if it counts as a bingo square, but the guest is on their way.
John is in the chat. I saw him scroll by. He did complete watching every one of my videos, and that deserves a golf clap. And that includes a 13-hour-long stream of a printer that I've never touched again. So I didn't even want to do that stream. And to watch it back, that's just Herculean.
Which one was that?
That 3-color Delta.
Oh, yeah. I got a Benchy off of that.
You did. I think you have the only complete print off of that. And it's nothing to write home about.
It's a very crappy Benchy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's one of the top 10 worst I've ever done, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yes. And for those who didn't see the post and didn't see this wonderful banner that I made, the FKB Ingo cards are available. You can either go to funcountrybasement.com /FKBingo.php, or if you just go to funcountrybasement.com and go all the way to the bottom, there's a link to get you the card. They are interactive now. You just click on them and the square turns yellow, the most appropriate color for the square. And if you click it again, like if you accidentally click on it, you can click it again and turn it off. But and it works on your mobile device, or at least it works on Android devices. I don't have an iOS device to test, but so if anybody's got an Apple, I'd love to know if it works. So, but yeah, you can play along, and the first person to get bingo gets to be the first person to get bingo.
Nice work on updating that board, by the way, Glenn. It's pretty slick. I like where that's going.
Yeah. It just keeps dialing. I was gonna make it real pretty, but then for anybody that's printing it out, that's just extra crap to print. So I left it as plain as I could possibly get it. But I love the ability to now click on it and not actually have to print it out or write on your screen with a Sharpie.
Definitely.
Carl Schoenman said, insurance adjuster visiting the stream? No. They wouldn't let me put both claims in, the porch roof leak and the lightning strike. They wouldn't let me put them together, so I have to pay 2 deductibles. So it's going to cost me $2,000. But I think it's worth it. The lady from the insurance agency said, well, do you think that the lightning did $1,000 worth of damage? I said, it knocked out my $3,600 TV. I think we're good. So, but yeah, don't tell them, but you can buy that same TV in today's spec for $1,000.
Oh yeah.
Crazy as that is. And I bought that TV with an employee discount. But
the LG Ultra 4K that I've got on my wall, I think I paid $1,250 for it that it went on in the living room. Last year we got my 17-year-old one for our bedroom for $499.
It's crazy. It's crazy how cheap they're getting.
Mine's 2 years old. Hers is almost a year old.
Yeah, well, and I say, today's version of it, but like the one you buy today is a 4K, same series. I have Samsungs, and it's the 8000 series, which isn't their top of the line, but to me, it had the best picture on it. But mine is 3D, and it has a built-in camera for doing Skype, even though now they've gotten rid of the Skype app. They don't support Skype anymore, so the camera is useless other than letting the NSA look at you. But I think we've watched two movies in 3D since we bought it 6 years ago. So
yeah, my 3D TV got moved out of the living room into my bedroom.
Yeah, we didn't do it when we first got it because the kids were little and they wanted to wear the glasses, and the glasses were like $120 a pair. And,
you've got the shutter glasses, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, mine's real 3D. It's like the ones at the theater. So when we go, we just don't turn them in.
Right.
We have a bucket full.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, they would give us those for free when I was working at Best Buy. You could get all those you wanted.
Yeah.
But no, it just, I don't know. Like, so, and like they might, I don't know how it's going to work because I haven't talked to the actual insurance company yet. I don't know if they're just going to do replacement value, if they are going to want to repair the stuff. I mean, if they send it out for repair, that's fine too. It's a good TV. I don't have any problem with it. So we'll see. But just the amount of stuff and crazy stuff. So when I worked at Best Buy, they always pushed us to sell the Monster brand surge suppressors, which were ridiculously expensive for a surge suppressor. The strip that I have, which is a smart one, you know, like it's supposed to filter different things differently. You know, like your audio gets a heavier level of filtering so you don't get noise. I don't know, whatever. But it was supposed to be like $129 for this strip. And I don't know what I paid for it. I'm sure it was significantly less. But that is in my media cabinet in the great room. And everything there electrically was fine, except for it blew the power adapter for the 5-port switch that was in there, which was plugged directly into the wall. So props to Monster on that. You know, like everything else survived. That adapter got fried. So,
Hey, I got a serious question though, about 3D printing. TPU. How do you smooth TPU?
I've never printed in TPU.
Anybody out there? It doesn't have to be.
I have a roll of it, but I've never printed in it.
Have you ever tried to smooth it, Chris?
I mean, I suppose you could sand it a little bit.
No, and I don't know what that reacts with either.
Well, that's what I was wondering. I mean, because I was looking at like 3D Gloop. They've got that spray on Gloop stuff that you can spray on PLA and ABS and stuff like that to smooth it, but they don't have anything for TPU. So I got to digging around. And Patrick Nijenhoff said you make sure it's dry before printing. You still got layer lines.
Yeah, Tom Lama said you don't smooth it either.
Yeah.
Justin said maybe a heat gun.
Yeah, that was my thought. I might do that. That would be my biggest, that's my biggest idea too. Just get the heat gun out and see, just be careful. But yeah, I don't have any idea. I don't have any idea how to do it.
Thomas Morales said, "Hello, tube people."
And I'm looking at my stats here on the bandwidth. I really have no idea what's going on with my output because I'm only getting right now I'm only outputting at 129 kilobits per second.
But going back to the issue that Chris is facing, not using StreamYard, are your videos clearer? I mean, I could answer that myself if I watched them, but I don't watch them. I haven't watched any YouTube in weeks, but
yeah,
I mean, do you notice that it's cleaner without going to StreamYard? Because if you guys out there if you watch Chris's video, like stare at something, you'll see that like there's almost a pulse to it, like a heartbeat.
Right.
But he doesn't get that elsewhere. He only gets it going to StreamYard, and we're waiting to hear from StreamYard. So.
Yeah, so I've done a ton of testing, and I am working with StreamYards, but I can send it straight to YouTube, and it is crystal clear. And I mean, like 6,000 at a 6,000 rate. I mean, really high stream rates, and it will take it. And it's totally smooth. But Hangouts and StreamYards has a little different of effect. It's digitalized and kind of grainy. Hangouts is just garbage.
Yeah, Hangouts has always been junky.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm really not quite sure. I have switched out cables and routers and all kinds.
Well, you said you tried a completely different computer.
Yeah, I went to computer. I did switch to my cell phone point, and it went just completely crap. But because of latency. But yeah, I've tried everything.
Mine should be getting clear. It shows that I'm putting out a lot more now than I was just a few seconds ago. I cut down things that were using my CPU, but now I'm putting out 3.7 megabits per second, and watching YouTube, it's not any better.
And what graphics adapter are you running, Chris?
I got a 1060.
Okay.
And everybody in chat, talking about encoders, and I mean, it definitely could be something. I'd like to have some. I've requested something to measure latency to their servers. They haven't come back yet because it's been the weekend. But Glenn and I were kind of talking about it the other day, back and forth, and his is perfect. I mean, his looks a lot sharper than mine does. So
that's the Queen's internet.
Yeah. So whatever leg we're feeding from, because I mean, my internet is, I get 25 up pretty easy,
but it could still be an issue because like you guys aren't coming to me and then me feeding to them,
right?
Or vice versa. Like you're feeding to them, I'm feeding to them. So it could be a trunk problem somewhere else.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, it could be completely, because I'm going to stare at Walter here for a second, which is going to be weird, but I mean, Walter's technically has a pulse to it too, but I think that's just the refresh on the camera.
And it may be.
But, so like it could be a backbone issue somewhere, or like maybe you make it into StreamYard through a different router than I do, or,
Right. And that's why I kind of wanted something. I mean, there's a lot of hops that you can't get on a trace route from here to there. But that's why I kind of wanted to have something that, they have to have something to test latency to wherever they're crunching this at. So I'd like to know. I mean,
you'd think so. Or they could
might be able to successfully. Yeah, I might be able to create a route to get around this problem.
Our guest has finally arrived.
I've got really good output settings right now, so I don't know why. I really don't understand why.
Hello all.
You have to talk about the mic yet.
Hello all.
That's not on yet.
God damn it.
Shh. Family friendly.
I'm
gonna have to kick the guest out already.
Every time I see Shane in those glasses, I think of the movie The Professional.
Oh
yeah. Leon.
I need to get the hat.
Leon, whatever his name was.
Leon.
Yeah.
Leon. Yeah.
Leone. I think.
I want to see Justin 3D asked Chris Riley, what's that folded out on your table?
Yes, these are. It is a Fluke multimeter lead set that Ben Craig sent me, and I use it all the time. It's great.
Wonderful. I can't even afford to say Fluke.
Well, I looked this up, and it is really pricey. And I went back to him, and I was like, man, you better have had a discount on this thing. And
yeah, everything Fluke is expensive, but it's all such good quality stuff.
Yeah, he works HVAC, so I think he's pretty tight with the Fluke rep. So hopefully he got a deep discount on this. So.
Awesome. Paul Cumber says, hello, Paul. I hope that you've gotten your 3D pen, and I hope you're enjoying it. Robert Valine says, hello. He actually said howdy, kids, but
Hardman,
I'm way behind.
Hardman, are you talking about the White Knight, the belt printer? Is that the one you're referring to? Because we have an inside vein to that project, and he's in the chat.
Justin 3D also said, at all, what's your thought on Rhino Reels issues? I'd like to hear more about that. I haven't talked to Nick in a long time as far as issues go, but I'm curious to know what you're asking about.
The only problem I have with Rhino Reel, I do get it. Only problem that I have with them is that I like the mystery selection because I just, give me whatever you got.
Right.
And a lot of months it'll show up 2 rolls of the same thing.
That's because they get a bulk quantity of whatever it is that they're going to sell, and they sell that as the mystery until it's gone.
Yeah.
So, yes, I gave Nick that same feedback because, that's the one thing that I love the most about MakerBox is that you don't know what you're getting in that box.
Yeah, that's my favorite part.
Yeah, and then so like you order the mystery filament, and I got like 2 months of the same one. And I'm like, what? And then that's when I found out that it's the same. Thomas Mraz said, "You're 800. You're Atari 800 quality right now, Walter."
Yeah. And somebody said we're about 45 seconds behind the chat.
That's probably about true. I'm actually like way behind. I'm scrolled up because there was a bunch of stuff I missed. So, I'm just trying to catch up with stuff. Josh from Alien 3D said that mine has a heartbeat as well that he can see in the banner in the back, which I guess that would be the refresh rate of the camera itself. So I could see that. Yeah, I think that like I would be very curious if somebody has got a halfway decent graphics card laying around that they're not using. Like I don't expect anybody to have like a 1050 Ti just laying around, but you know, something upper level that they have no need for or can spare for a while. Send it to Walter. Let him upgrade his machine. No, I want to know if it would help his video resolution.
Yeah, no, I
it would take a lot off.
Right now, I think I'm running a GT 650 or some crap like that.
Yeah, and I think they recommend 700 or higher.
Yeah, and I don't have that. So I looked at a new one the other day, and it's out of my price range, and I said, "The heck with it, I'm okay." Yeah, I would be so happy with like a 1050 or 1050 Ti or something like that. I would be, but the problem is I have to look for one because I have 4 monitors, so I need 4 outputs on the back. It doesn't matter what they are, HDMI, whatever, SPDI or whatever.
No problem. The one I'm running, the 1050 Ti. No, this is the 1050s and the other one. This is an AMD card, but I run all 3 of these monitors with 2 more available ports. So
yeah. And that's
Tom Lama said, "Is it me or has Glenn's mic gotten weird? Can anybody let me out? Let me have that? My mic is weird.
Exactly.
It's really my mouth though.
Yeah, it sounded like your mic died, and we can hear you through Shane's. Is what it sounds like.
I think we can hear Glenn through both of them. I think that's what.
Yeah, that may be.
Because he's definitely getting direct audio, but I think he's getting interference audio as well.
Yeah,
but
it
sounds like
it's the first time that I've ever used both. This is the A and B channel of this setup, so I might be bleeding over into Shane's. So I guess
it's all my fault.
I guess I'll talk quieter.
It just sounded like you backed away from your microphone to me, is what it sounded like.
How about if I do like this?
Now, I can definitely hear you there.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen.
Call the police. I have a Shane in my house.
Justin said Rhino Reel says they're shutting down. It could be. I know Nick is a busy guy, and I don't know if he's put as much love into this company as he did MakerBox.
Tony Ryan
from Nat.
Tony Ryan said, "What is Chris making now?" Because I know Glenn's not working on the FK1.
I'm trying to. So Josh actually said, "Sorry about the wires." Yeah, I had to find some really short jumpers for this project, but I'm sure that's not a big deal for most of us. Probably most people that get the Alien Box have some spare jumpers sitting around. I'm having a problem with my screen right now, and I'm trying to see if it's me or if it's the screen, because I got to find another one of these to test. So hopefully it's not the screen.
Fun King 3D Shane. You ever finish putting that MK3 together, or is it still in shambles?
Oh, the one I did with Chris? Yeah, it's finally together and working. It only took, a little bit of time.
Clint said I should have a look at the RX 480 or 580, relatively cheap to get used. But is that any better than the GTX 660 I'm running right now?
Yeah, I don't think the 580 will work. If you check the specs for streaming, I want to say it was like a 7-something or higher is what they recommend. So I tried a 400 and it wouldn't do it. It has something to do with the codec, but I can't remember now.
And that may be true.
God help Glenn Shane.
Sorry?
Bobby Ron said, God help Glenn Shane.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I come here and everything's going to go.
Hey, Chris, what month is that? What month is this project in?
What month is the project?
Yeah.
September.
Okay.
Chris Lane, the awkward moment should be that it's not FK Bingo, it's FKB Bingo. Get it right. I'm going to patent that name. And did you see that?
I know, I
Like,
saw that, man. I was cracking up laughing. That is awesome.
It's all high tech now, boy. I went as far as PHP and Java.
How many other YouTubers can say they have their own bingo game?
I've never seen anybody
No.
do it. I really think this is an industry first right here.
I
So.
definitely think so too.
Paul Pember said, I say.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah, Alien 3D said I got it yesterday. I thought I checked the mail yesterday, but maybe not.
I wait outside your house until you get packages and I take them. I'm a poor
he must have sent mine later because normally I get mine a day before anybody else gets theirs.
Check the recycle bin.
Yeah, right. I went to the post office and talked to him about that.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was a sub that did it, but still, I mean,
Yeah.
damn, you got to be smarter than that.
You mean darn?
Oh yeah, that's what I
Family
mean.
friendly channel.
At least I didn't say what I said when I found it in the recycle bin.
I have to say, Shane, about that Mark III build. Fabulous job on that time lapse. It really looks good.
3D Jimmy said we are on the leading edge of bingo technology. Gosh, when you put it like that, 3D Jimmy, I feel like a jerk.
Well, sometimes you have to bring old ideas back, make them new.
Josh came back and said, no, they were delayed wonky because of Dorian. People in Florida, it took 3+ days. Some people in Texas got theirs next day.
Yeah, well, that's like Amazon. Anything like during the week, anything you ordered from Amazon, it just said it wasn't going to be here until Monday, tomorrow.
I know.
And I'm like, what? Like when I went to order something and it said, it'll be here Monday. And I thought, well, Monday's a holiday. I ordered it like a week ago, Thursday or something. And I thought, well, Monday's a holiday. It wouldn't show up on a holiday, but okay. And then I realized that, no, that was Monday, September 9th. And I'm like, and that was my switch. That was my network switch to get everything back up and running. And I'm like, oh, this is going to suck. But it showed up on, I think, Wednesday. So
Yeah, no, Amazon doesn't really. When I used to work for them and everything else, it didn't matter holidays or whatever. They always had someone. It was always working. It was always nonstop and everything else. So, I mean, I just ordered stuff and it said it would be here, tomorrow, the 9th as well. I get a little, alert saying my stuff was delivered. So half of it was delivered. The other half comes tomorrow.
yeah,
so.
my favorite is like when it says guaranteed delivery, you say like Monday and it hasn't even shipped yet.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I don't think it's going to get
Oh,
here.
that's the one I love, It's like, or better yet, where it's just like, oh, it will be here today. You go to check the tracking and it just says package shipped with no information at all and everything else. That's my favorite.
I don't know if any of y'all saw the Saturday Night Maker Hangout. I really want to get on one of those, but it'll be January before I'm able to get on one of those, I think. Maybe one in December, but more than likely it'll be January.
Yeah, I've made it on there once, but I always got so much crap going on Saturday nights. So
Well,
Patrick Nienhoff wants to know how much power was in that lighting. It was actually 19 gigawatts of power there, Patrick. And that's all you're getting out of me, buddy. I'm sorry. Because that's a square. He's baiting me.
Of course he is.
Old Curmudgeon asks, is it normal for a Triangle Labs extruder to not have assembly instructions in the box? As normal as not.
Yeah, I've never bought anything from Triangle Labs, but yeah, most of the time, most of the stuff that we buy doesn't have any instructions.
Very true.
Never mind.
Well, now I'm sad. I don't have an extra screen for this project.
Josh said he would send you one.
Well, he didn't have to do that. But
Well, since I'm delivering stuff to you, I can just grab whatever Chris needs and just go over there and
Right. Yeah.
deliver it to him.
Next week, yeah, just take
Be
it
all
to
set.
Chris, and yeah.
I'll show up on his stream.
Yeah.
There you
So for those of you out there that don't know, the only reason that I let Shane come over today was because he was bringing me parts for my MMU. So, and he's like, "Well, I got the parts," and I said, "Well, I guess you can come over then."
Why
Yeah,
is
I
he
guess so. I need something from you. Ugh.
Have you put your MMU together?
No, I was going to start it. Well, in fact, I was going to do it, obviously not last week because we weren't on, but the week before, I was going to do that as my project during the stream. I was going to start putting it together. And then I remembered a conversation that Shane and I had that kit doesn't have the right wiring harness in it. And I couldn't remember what he told me that I needed. And then he's like, I got one. So
The power cable connection between an MK3 and an MK2.5 are different.
Yeah.
And I wasn't 100% sure if Glenn had the right one before. So we were talking. I'm like, hey, just double check the wiring. If you don't have it, let me know. I have a spare one at home. So.
And I'm going to mess this name up. Is it Ollie? Ollie?
Yeah. A
Reed
small tip for a new graphics card. That's my money, Glenn.
donated 209 SEK. That's Swedish money.
Yeah.
Through Super Chat. I will definitely put that towards a new graphics card for myself.
Yeah, right.
I will make sure that Walter ends up with that cash.
Now, did graphics card prices finally go down a bit since the whole Bitcoin thing kind of, went downhill?
Yes and no. They haven't come down as much as they should have. Availability is a lot better now.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Like you couldn't even find them before. But
No.
I just got one for Xander before he started streaming, and it was still about $180 for a 1050 Ti.
Wow.
So.
Because I remember when I built my desktop, I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to build it so I don't have to upgrade it, a year or two down the line. And I got a 1070 Ti, and that was $500.
Yeah. That's
almost
crazy.
2 years ago.
Yeah, I just pulled it up on Amazon, and the Amazon choices, the first one's an EVGA GeForce
like
GTX 1080 with 11 gigs is $1,228.
Oh, yeah.
I showed them.
Yeah, get a couple of those and you'll be just set.
No, I think you should get one for each member of, Fun in the Country Basement. So you need 3 of them.
Oh, Walter should get us each one?
Yes.
Oh, okay. No, look at if you honestly want to go something decent, the 1050 Ti is kind of the sweet spot right now.
Somebody said you could get like the 2060 about as cheap as you can get the 1060. So you can get the newer ones just as cheap as you can get the older ones.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a little while since I looked. So
yeah, I looked the other day, but I was looking for like a 1050. But right now I'm not paying $180 for one. So they've been watching me pixelated for almost 2 years now. So
Well, that's why I'm thinking if somebody has one laying around that they could even chuck you for a week or two to try just to see before you spent $200 on something for it to not be the issue.
Right, right.
If you could find one to borrow, at least then you would know if that's the issue.
Justin 3D said he thinks it's my camera. Well, if the C930s are bad cameras, then it's my camera.
Yeah, it's not the camera because that's the same cameras that Chris and I have. I mean, it's not my main one anymore, but
and some days my computer doesn't struggle with it and I have crystal clear video. So I don't understand it, the up and down other than maybe internet, but my internet right now is putting out enough to put out 720p. So that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. Would we be able to handle Walter in HD?
Well, his vape clouds be nice and sharp and defined and everything else.
The fog.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, Chris Gulata, I have this one. It's successfully flashed and it took the firmware just fine. But yeah, the screen doesn't want to come up. Question though, did you use the most current libraries for the whole build? I did that and it did build, but I've had problems with that in the past where sometimes it wouldn't, the screen wouldn't come on if I didn't use a certain library. And that I was kind of worried about that when I saw that this was the project, because I've had a ton of questions about, oh, this library doesn't work for when I try to upload this. So I'm like, oh, now we're gonna have to have a session on building the Wi-Fi monitor just for the alien users.
Tony Ryan said, Walter, you need to upgrade from Hercules graphics. It's funny, I still have a Trident TI ISA card with 1 meg of memory on it. Oh, yeah. And that was big dollars back then.
I've got a what was the shoot, I can't remember the it was like one of the first PCI. It's an MSI graphics card, but they had this special port that it came out with, and I can't remember what that was, but I've still got one of those cards. And I pulled the fan off of it a few months ago or a year ago to put on another video card.
I think I want this on a t-shirt. Except for just from the Walter is fuzzy, Chris is medium, and Glenn's the sharpest.
Yeah, no worries, Josh. This stuff happens.
Gosh, you're such a loser.
Yeah, I threw out not too long ago. I think we've probably talked about this half a dozen times. I had a stack of VLB cards. They were like that long. I just trashed those not too many years ago.
Some of that stuff's fun to keep around. I mean, it just piles up, and you look at it once in a while, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I remember that." But
Yeah.
Like,
this only has 8 pins on it. I had some. I don't even remember what it's called now. The 8-bit DIMMs, like for the 386s. I still had some of those somewhere.
I found it.
Yeah, the sim memory.
Yeah, the with the big fat pins on them.
Yeah, 30 pin. 30 pin sims.
30 pin sims. That's right. That's what
I got. Some, they make good keychains. Put the keychain through the hole on the end of them.
Yeah, I forgot. It was all about the pins. You had 30s and 72s, and I forgot about that. And that's been a long time ago.
Yeah, now it's like really confusing when you go to get memory. It's like
that graphics port was an AGP port. That's
AGP.
What it was.
That's right.
AGP. Yeah. I remember when it came out, dude. I mean, it was a game changer for games and stuff when it came out, Yep. And the one I had on it had 256 megabytes of RAM. It was awesome.
I just realized we're listening to basically the grandfather right here. I remember way back when, my computer had AGB and it was awesome. These kids today don't know what they're missing.
Does that count as the Walter Old joke?
Oh yeah.
It's funny because
on that one.
I spent a lot of time working on aged computer equipment, but it was all data center stuff. So, and somebody just mentioned 8-inch floppies. I didn't know anything what I was doing, but we had 8-inch floppies, and I'd have to make a copy of them so that we could get the bootstrap loaded on 3174s.
Yeah.
And the old school controllers, and we had like 5 or 6 out back that I would take parts out of and try to get the other ones working again, because every time you went to read the floppy, the drive wouldn't work, or So I spent a lot of time working on really old stuff.
I don't know if it's in here, if it's out in my big garage, but I have one of the old hard drive platters that are like this big. Like I took it out of the plastic casing, so it's just the platter now. But yeah. It's fun. Like you ding it.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful tone.
I've got a 12-inch, 10 megabyte hard drive. Yeah.
Nice.
It's a 12-inch.
Completed that line.
Yeah. I was just waiting for
that
it.
was sounding not family friendly there for a second.
Give him a minute.
He's processing it.
I know exactly. He's like, huh? What? I don't get it.
Glenn Hooks, I remember when 16K of RAM for an Apple II was $500. Yeah, when I bought my first computer, memory was $55 a megabyte, and I put 8 megs of RAM in that thing, which everybody told me I was crazy because you couldn't use more than 4 megs of RAM with DOS. Yeah.
I got one for you. What about the old tape drives for the Commodore computers?
Oh yeah. Push play.
Yeah. Push play. Go downstairs, make something to eat.
Load whatever, comma 8, comma 1. Press play on tape.
Yep. See what else we got here.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that can say remember when.
Justin said Glenn's first PC build was a 486, just like me, right? Yes, it was a 486 DX33. I spent the money. I had just had my settlement. I'd gotten in an accident when I was 16, and I got a settlement, and I finally decided I was going to buy myself a really cool computer, and I had a custom built clone made. So I spent the extra money, went from the SX to the DX, so I had the built-in math coprocessor.
Built-in math coprocessor. You didn't have to use. What was the math coprocessor that started out as math coprocessors and then they moved into processors? Cirrus or Cyrix?
Cyrix.
Yeah, they were math coprocessors first.
Yep.
And then popped into being processors.
Yeah, and then I also paid $500 for a CD-ROM drive. It was a Mitsumi. It was the only one you could get. I still have it to this day. I refuse to throw it away because I paid $500 for it.
You might need it someday. You never know.
Well, and then there was no CD media available. Everything was so crazy expensive, and I knew a guy that was making shareware CDs, and he was selling them for $90 a piece to free software. Like it was all shareware, and so he got me one, and so it just lived in there because I didn't have any other. And they came out with those 5-foot 10 packs.
Oh
discs, and it came with Doom. Oh man, I was like, yeah, me and my 1 meg graphics card.
I remember my first CD burner, and then I also remember the HP CD burner printer that you could flip it over, and it would print your label on the back with the laser as well.
Oh yeah. What was that called?
I don't remember. It's still in my shed though. I've still got it.
It had a name. I can't.
Lightware, no.
It was something like
Lightwave or something like that.
Light Scribe.
The Light Scribe. That's it. Yeah.
So, Chris, how does it feel to be the young buck in the room? You know, you have all these old guys going, I remember when we had all this stuff. And Chris is just like, yeah, I'm just trying to do my build.
I remember when gas was 87 cents.
I remember it was $5 a gallon.
I work on mainframes, so I work with all the guys that started in the 70s. So I'm totally used to it.
Patrick,
my first build was actually a 286. So
my first machine was a 286.
Patrick Nienow said, I'm 33 years old, and even I started on a Commodore 64. The only difference is you were already old back then. So that was a good dig. But I actually started, my first computer was a Commodore, but I got a 128. I got it for Christmas when I turned 13. And my parents, they got me the computer. I got the 1541 floppy drive though, not the 1571. You know, I didn't get the faster drive, but at least it wasn't the tape drive. Not Memorex. I can't now.
Verbatim?
No, the monitor. The monitor started with an M, and then a printer. I got an Oki Data color printer, but it was the kind where you put the color cartridge or the ribbon in, and like when it would print, you could take it out and read back. What was
Yep.
Hey,
my parents
Chris Gulata wins today. Chris Gulata wins. He got bingo already.
You got bingo already?
That's what he said.
Proof.
We want to see a picture. Oh. Yeah, Chris Lane's right. It was Magnavox. It was a Magnavox monitor. It was the 80 line monitor too. So because the 128 handled 80 line, and then if you were going to play Commodore 64 games, like you had to push a button on the monitor to go to 40 column. So
my parents were so convinced I was going to burn down the house with everything I was doing with computers and everything else. They had put in a separate power line with its own meter going into just my room.
Well, that was nice, though.
Well, no, they just didn't want me to blow up the house. They always thought I was going to overload. Oh, yeah, exactly.
I have the amps.
You know, it's funny, and I read 3D Jimmy's comment down here at the bottom, and that's pretty funny, too. But the funny thing was, remember when inkjets came out? You had all of these Oki Data printers that were dot matrix, and you're like, oh, inkjet's so cool. So you started throwing away these Oki Data S80s or something like that.
The 320s were.
Yeah, there you go. but you start throwing them away, right? Because you're like, they're just taking up space. I won't need these inkjets or the thing. And then like 6 months later, you go to get a dot matrix printer, and they're like $700 for a dot matrix.
Yeah, those Oki Data 320s and 321s, like companies were getting rid of them, and I was taking them all. I'd take every one that they were throwing away because those things were just bulletproof. So I made.
Well, and you had to have them for duplicates. Inkjets wouldn't do duplicates. You had to print two, you know.
Right. Well, and then we had a lot of clients that the reports that needed to be on continuous paper. Yeah. So in fact, I fixed a printer one time for Martin Marietta. They were in the middle of a 17,000-page report about a helicopter crash, like all of the maintenance records and the parts and stuff for it. And the printer, it spun a belt in the middle of the report, and they didn't want to have to start the whole thing over again. So we actually had to lift. It was a steel cased printer, but we had to lift the top off there, and I replaced the belt and the gears and stuff in the printer. 2 techs were holding this 40-pound lid up while I'm in there putting a belt in and stuff, so that they could continue the print because it could not be broken.
Yep.
So or they would have to start over again.
And now
we're using Oki Data at work.
And now we're printing in 3D.
Yeah. Well, technically, all printing is 3D.
Oh, true.
I mean, it's microscopic, but yeah. Now I have two laser printers sitting over here: a full color laser, and a black and white laser, and I have another black and white laser sitting over here on the floor. I had to test that to make sure it didn't get hit by lightning. Oh my God, so much stuff, Shane. So much stuff.
Dude, I'm sorry that happened to you, man.
That pile right there is some of the stuff that was hit. The network extender, the battery backup, the Wi-Fi router.
Chris, did you change projects, or are you still trying to get that one to go?
I figured I'd try a different power supply. I'm not quite reading 5 volts. It's not quite at 5, so I'm still fidgeting around with this.
Thomas Mraz makes a good point. Just think about what the future gens will be saying about us and our current 3D printers. Be like, remember those guys where they had to mess with stuff?
With the stuff they fed it through this string.
They didn't just say to it, "Hey, print me this."
It took them hours. Now we just tell it to do it. 30 seconds later, it comes out perfect.
Yeah. New challenge: print a benchy with layers of toner.
Oh God.
Well, that'd be tough because if you just kept printing and printing and printing,
and then it's kind of cut
but it would just be like a black blotch. Old curmudgeon said, "Mom still uses an HP laser from about 20 years ago." Yeah, it's actually in that cabinet over there, but I've got a little HP laser printer, and I don't remember what series it is. I want to say it's like a 1040 or 1014 or something. Loved that little printer, and it was so cheap to buy toner for. But at Windows 8 and no more support. After Windows 7, they were like, nope. But it's such a good printer. Now I buy all my printers used from the University of Florida. So
bye, Brian.
I have a gator sticker.
I know,
because it has a crack in it. So I put the sticker over it.
And it's a little bit off too.
I had to when I bought that, I kept telling Xander that we were getting a gator printer. So when I picked it up, I had to put a sticker on it because he was still little at the time. He was all impressed that it was going to be a gator printer. So I had to have a gator sticker on it. And then the other one has the Shield logo because I'm insane.
Oh, yeah, you have to have that.
My Stark Industries.
But then again, they are canceling Shield or Agents of Shield.
Yeah, that's all right. That show kind of went south. I don't know if everybody in the chat has ever seen my set. I want to show you some of my mess too. That's my color laser. That's my black and white laser, and then of course my rack. Everybody needs a network rack in their house.
For what, I have no idea, but it is impressive.
I just put the new 48 port switch in because I only had I had a 48 port patch panel but a 24 port switch, and I thought, well, if I got to buy a new switch anyway, I'm gonna buy a 48 port smart switch with fiber capability.
I'll take a picture of mine and send it to you, Glenn.
Of your network rack?
Yeah.
Should I be afraid?
Well, I've got 7 servers in it. 5 of them are quad core, 8 core or some crap processors, and
But you
Intel
don't
Xeons
use any of that anymore, do you?
96 gigs of RAM each. They're ready to boot up. I'm going to bring them over here.
Yeah.
And if I can soundproof that part of the thing, they will run over here.
Chris Lane said, "Whoa, family friendly." Glenn's showing off his rack.
Right?
Oh, believe me, I was censoring myself. I was
Justin
like,
3D,
don't.
Justin 3D said the same thing, like right at the same time. You guys are on the same wavelength. John Strand said, "Nice rack, Glenn." Yes, Sean Gould, that rack, that's where all the bingo cards are stored. Actually, no, they're in a server in New York, but I do run. I'm not going to say what websites because I don't want you guys hitting it.
Oh, of course.
I have one of my websites running out of here. Nobody goes to it anymore but me.
Mhm.
So it's really good for picture storage. So
And now that you've got gigabit internet, though, I mean, you could actually ramp up what you store and serve from your house.
yeah, Comcast gets angry about that.
Well, yeah, if you don't have a business account.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to run any servers out of here, and
CenturyLink got kind of upset about that as well.
Yeah, they were kind of slapping my hand for a little bit, and I'm like, well, remember when I signed up, I didn't have gigabit or terabyte limit on my hard drive, on my connection, and they're like, oh yeah, and I'm like, well, let's just call it even. So, but speaking of Comcast and Xfinity, so I had to go. My modem got hit, got wiped out. I went and bought a new one, and then I went to sign up for unlimited internet, and to get unlimited internet without paying for it, you have to have their modem.
Yep.
Because their modems are wireless hotspots for everybody. If you're an Xfinity customer, you can pick up signal all over the place because it's leeching off of other people's internet. So they give you, they give you their modem and blah blah blah. Well, I did some research, figured out I could put it in bridge mode, which kills their internet.
Mhm.
Plus, this is a Faraday cage anyway. So, but it's no wonder that Xfinity is so expensive. I mean, this nice bag that the cables came in, they have these custom Velcro tie wraps that have Comcast and Ethernet written on them. Like how much did that cost? This lovely starting guide that's not even for my model of modem, which was fun. And then this is important information.
It's very important.
Yeah, I want you to know that that's not even broken open because it wasn't that important to me. But I mean, look at the Comcast Velcro coax, just in case you didn't know that was a coax. And then look at these ends. Those ends can't be cheap. It's like knock $20 a month off my bill and don't give me such fancy stuff.
Well, since the thing is though, I don't live that far away from you, and I can't. The fastest I can get is 150. That's it. I'm like,
I was shocked that I could get gig here.
So am I, because when I went to sign up for mine, I'm like, yeah, give me the fastest. Like it's 150. I'm like, but the guy who lives 10 minutes away from me has this fastest speed. He's like,
it's the trunk that runs down because it feeds that neighborhood right there. Okay. So this trunk is large enough to feed that. So that's how I ended up with it. So
I still don't like you.
Brian Weber, it is DOCSIS 3.1. So I ended up buying a new 3.1 modem from Best Buy. Used it for 3 days until Comcast sucked me into their package. It was going to be $50 a month to add the unlimited, or for exactly the same amount of money, I went into their package, which gave me their modem, so I got to return the other one for $200. I got 25 more stations. I upgraded from standard definition to high definition.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a fancy TV and standard definition cable because I don't like TV. And it came with a phone. I have a phone line. I don't even plug into it, but
yeah, because when I was down there and everything else, they were going through all the packages. Like, and you can have a phone. I'm like, I have a cell phone. Like, yeah, but you get to have a phone in your house. I'm like, no one uses those anymore. So, I mean, it's ridiculous.
I don't want that thing ringing. John Gould said, "Did you just say he has a big trunk?" No, I have a big trunk. My trunk is huge.
Go ahead.
No comment.
1 gig is nice. Your router can handle it. That's what edge routers are for. What's that, Walter? You're like,
I still do have my landline, so.
Yeah, well, I know you do.
You have to.
But you have DSL service, and DSL service comes with a landline.
Yeah, but I'm seriously thinking about going to Wi-Fi either this month or next month, going just straight to the same Wi-Fi I use here.
Yeah. Well, if it's cheaper, why not? So.
Well, it is. It's less than half of what I'm paying for DSL, and I can port my number to one of those, the internet voice over IP deals.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that will work. And I think my problem is that my camera is not using my graphics card.
I really think that has a lot to do with it.
Because right now, my GPU right now is at 7% usage.
Your GPU is at 7%. What's your CPU usage?
44.
Yeah, it's definitely not. Because
So my question is, though, how do you force it? Is there a way to force it?
The graphics card has to support it, and then there's a setting in OBS to push it in there.
But I'm not using OBS. I'm using straight into Google.
Then I don't know, but I know that it depends on the. Yeah, it depends on the graphics card and whether or not the encoder will use that card.
You might be able to go into driver settings and switch that encoder.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to ask Chris where.
Well, like if you go device manager and then click on that camera for details, it probably has the encoder listed as an X264. There might be another option in there.
Let me see.
Aaron Sager, the connection coming in is coaxial all the way to the modem, which is on the rack, and then it's just Cat 6 to the switch currently, or to the router currently, but it is going to be fiber from the modem to the router going forward, so that it's not susceptible to lightning damage. And it's also going to be fiber between my house and my garage, because I'm pretty sure that's where the bulk of it came in.
So did it hit the house or the garage?
I don't see any way to change that, Chris.
Either.
Yeah, it was just a shot in the dark. I want to say I've seen the encoder setting somewhere on some of those cameras, but I don't remember exactly where.
I'm trying to figure out what Walter is doing.
I've got a print going back here, and it just.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I'm like, graphic settings are behind you. They're in front of you.
Tom Llama wants to know if I have junk in my big trunk, and I'm not sure if I want to answer that question. That's a little personal.
But it is the internet. Your fans want to know.
We switched our landline over to a Google Voice just for the kids, keep them off our cell phones. I actually have a Google Voice number for Fun King, but I've never given it out. So. My mate used to get 500 megabits per second, but had to pay $900 a year. I worked for a company. I was working for a security firm, and I was in their console room, and they had straight Ethernet to the internet, and which was the fastest thing I'd ever been on at the time. That was incredible. Like, stuff would download before you thought about getting it.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up setting up, like it was all firewall protected and stuff, but I set up a remote link to my home computer so I could download at work and then send it home. Fiber optic is much cheaper now, running copper. I work in telecom fiber optics, so if you need assistance, by all means. Awesome, I appreciate that. Yeah, the new router that's coming in has got a SFP port, and the switch does as well. So I'm going to get an adapter for the garage side, and it's less than $60 to run fiber across. So I'll get all the copper out of there so that doesn't happen again. I mean, it's buried 2 feet underground, but this is the second time I've been hit, and I'm pretty sure both times that's where it came in. It's just through inductance. So
I was gonna say, what's what's the chances of getting hit? Just one time, but you get hit twice. Who did you get? Mad at you?
well, again, I mean, it's pretty much a big lightning rod laying across my yard. And then I've done some research, and they say if you drag a piece of copper through there and then ground it, well, you can only ground it on one side because otherwise it's tying the two together. But you ground it out on one side, and then it'll absorb a lot of the lightning as well. But Sergio is here. Hello, Sergio. Just got home from a 2-hour drive. That does not sound fun.
I went to Orlando yesterday, and I wanted to check out some local comic book stores and everything else. I really need to set Google Maps so I avoid tolls. I spent about a good $18 in tolls from here to Orlando and back again. I'm driving up. I'm giving them the money. Like, hi, how are you? I'm like, miserable. You guys keep on taking my money.
I was going shopping, but
now I can't.
So Walter, how many cameras are you running total?
Right now, I'm only running one. Right now, I mean that's running. I've got 3 total.
Connected to the computer.
3.
And how many monitors?
4.
Have you tried unplugging all the cameras but the main one and doing a stream that way?
No.
Because I'm curious. I mean, you guys are talking about USB 3. I'm curious if you're overrunning your PCI bus.
Yeah, but if they're not on and powered, they're not being utilized. It's not using USB 3 at all.
But if they're plugged in, they're technically powered.
Well, true. But yeah, I don't think I'm overrunning. I've only got 2 USB 3 devices on there, and that's the 2 cameras. I don't think I'm overrunning USB 3 for that. I could be.
What about this, like next week, strip it all down just to the bare minimums that you need, unplug the monitors that you don't need and all that.
If you knew how hard it was to get to my computer.
Listen, we're trying to help you.
No. Now you just sound like the people I work with. Okay, so I need you to, get me a temperature reading. Do you know how hard it is to turn on the printer? Come on.
But I was trying to see if there was anything in the NVIDIA control panel. There's nothing in here that lets me do anything about it. Lets you set up the displays really good, but I mean, other than that, it doesn't let me do anything. I looked into Logitech, and G Hub doesn't work for me. It doesn't show any of the 930s. It only shows the 920, one camera.
Yeah, and it'll only handle one. They were supposed to be updating more of that, and they haven't really. What was I? Well, I was just thinking now. My train of thought got derailed.
Yeah, welcome to my world. It happens all the time.
The internet service that you're using, I know it's cellular, and it goes to a cellular router. Are you then Wi-Fi from that router to your computer, or are you hardwired?
No, it's Wi-Fi.
Does it have a wired option?
No.
That's
most there's one modem that I know of I could use a wired option, but it's like $500, and I'm not buying that modem.
Man, you are just a killjoy. We're coming up with all these great ideas, and it's always money.
If you want to get me one, I'm all open for it. I'll damn sure use it. But
so the router, the cellular router, does it handle the 5 gig connection?
It is. It's on in right now. That's what I'm using right now.
But 2.4 gigahertz.
No, 5 gigahertz.
1.21 gigawatts.
That's right.
You had to do it, didn't you, Chris? Give it to
It's on 5 gigahertz. Like I said, I'm getting my output is 2.7 megabits.
How's your streams been when you're doing it solo on your own on the weekdays? Are you still running into the same type of blotchiness and audio?
Some days they're
stuff either.
Because Shane's sleeping.
Well, some days they're perfectly clear, and some days they're just like they are today. And I'm not running anything new in here or different in here. It's crazy.
Yeah, Patrick Nienoff said just as bad.
Was it always the same when you were when you had your little studio set up in house?
Well, that was just crappy internet all the way around.
That's
okay.
a really bad DSL connection.
Okay.
Yeah,
Clint,
I mean,
Clint wants to know how many USB devices do you have connected to your computer?
dude, I don't know. One. Let's see here. Hold on.
Because you run all your sound through USB, your cameras through USB.
4, 5, 6, 7 USB devices, which is not that many. I mean, I'm sorry, it's not that many.
I have way more than that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think I'm taxing the CPU as far as I just think that I need to get off of the CPU and onto graphics. But you know, using US blah, blah, Streamlabs.
Protocol just erupted,
Use
blew
it.
them all up.
Using the OBS, you get a lag on your audio, and I don't do that. I just go straight to Streamlabs or StreamYard. So
Yeah, but for better quality image. We don't care what you sound like. Of course, we don't really care what you look like.
I mean, I kind of like it when he's blurred out a little bit. It's a little bit easier on the eyes.
let's see. Let me see if I can do it in OBS real quick. I'll change over to OBS. I'll be right back.
You know, this reminds me of, remember, like, you know, the screensavers way back when? They had it where it was like, you know, the call in for help show and everything else, where it was like, you know, people would just call in. It kind of reminds me of this right now. Welcome to Front of the Country Basement, where we sit there and we help Walter with his computer.
Well, I mean, a lot of times we help people that are in the chat.
In chat.
And a lot of times the chat help us.
Oh, exactly.
I know. I love when they spoon feed me. That's a square in bingo.
Oh, wow, that image is better.
Yeah, you look way better.
Can we go back to the other view, please?
Dude, I can totally read your shirt. I didn't realize you were wearing a print and play shirt.
So, okay.
Can you hear us?
I mean, yeah, your audio is off, but so is the rest of us.
Well, yeah, but
Jimmy said clear.
Yeah, the video is much better, but it's also using my GPU.
Yeah. So there you go. That's huge. What CPU is in that machine? What is that computer?
Oh, hold on. It's a AMD something.
Oh, there's your problem.
Oh, wait a minute.
Sorry, I'm an Intel guy.
Guy.
I've been an Intel guy for a long time. Patrick Nienhoff said, "Holy moly, I can see Walter."
It's an AMD FX 6300 6-core processor at 3.5 gigahertz.
I don't know anything about AMDs anymore.
Yeah, I don't either.
Carl, he's now running through OBS instead of straight to StreamYard, which means that it's using the graphics card for the processing.
Yeah, and my graphics processor went up 10%. So you added 3% to my graphics processor.
And how much CPU is being used?
44%. I think Google Chrome is using most of the CPU though.
I don't doubt that at all.
No, Chrome.
No, OBS is using 20% on my CPU, and then Google's got another.
Where are you looking at that? Are you in Task Manager for that?
Yeah.
What does OBS say that your CPU usage is at?
Let me see. It says my CPU usage is at 15%.
Yeah, because see, like mine in Task Manager, I'm using like 43% of my CPU, and OBS is using 20 of that. So
yeah. See, and on OBS, I'm using the NVENC driver for the output.
Say that again.
That the X264 driver NV. See, now I'm back to crap video again on YouTube.
Yep, you did. You dropped.
Yeah, and I didn't do anything. I'm still using the same OBS camera.
And Sean Gold said, and back to blurry again.
Right. So I don't get it.
Jessica said, Walter, are you using an FX processor?
Yes.
FX 6300. That's a 7-year-old CPU.
It was free. Everybody in the chat, or a lot of people in the chat, helped me out and sent it so I could build my PC. So
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah.
So I figured out I didn't have a bad screen. It's bad code. So I'm working on that.
Who wrote the code?
A guy named David Payne wrote the code.
He's
It's not
such a
actually the code, it's the libraries that you use. Yeah.
So have we had any other bingo winners? Everybody's been quiet on the bingo front. Now it's a little late, but you know, if you're not playing bingo, you can play along with us and get your card by going to funcountrybasement.com and go all the way down to the basement. And it's new and improved now, or to the basement, all the way down to the bottom. It's new and improved now. You don't have to Sharpie on your monitor anymore. You can just click it and highlight the square. Who was that? I forget. Who was that Sharpied their monitor for us?
Jim at the Edge of Tech.
That
Oh,
was
yeah.
Jim.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
Yeah, I know I need a new computer, but that's not going to be in my budget for a while. So
You just need to get hit by lightning.
Yeah, exactly. Don't give me any ideas.
yeah, because
I'm curious, and come Monday we'll find out. But
because I'm in my camper.
machine, what's that?
I'm in my camper that has no homeowner's insurance on it. So yeah, getting hit by lightning is the thing I need to do.
We just need to move it. You know, like, just run across the yard with it and say it was in the house. But,
Yep.
Yeah,
but no, this main board, and one of the network cards is blown. So, but you can't get this main board anymore. It's too old. So now how are they going to cover that? So I just get the price of the main board, and then I have to buy a new processor and RAM.
Well, it depends how they handle it.
Yeah,
you know?
that's what I'm saying.
They'll probably put that in there, you know, just like that. But then you can just turn around and say, okay, but
I want a new i7.
Sure, go for an i8.
So i9,
12.
Just sell the Stargate, Walter. That should give enough funds to buy a PC.
yeah, right.
I think Patrick just needed a Stargate square. Walter's already been hit by lightning. It turned his beard white. No, that's the 120 years of age that, you know, did that to him.
Whatever.
Yeah, them years, man, that turn your beard all white.
Way back when. This you should be brown.
I don't know. I might have to bring this to Earth. Then people will mix up, you know, between who Walter and I, you know. They'll be like, Walter, you're wearing a Fun King shirt.
Don't forget the baseball cap.
I got a question for you. How do you split 4 monitors out of 1 monitor output? Chris?
Do
Since
a
they're
what?
muted. So
I don't think you can.
if I had 1 monitor output on a laptop, how would I run 4 monitors with it?
They make a device that plugs into the USB. It's called a USB video card.
Yeah.
And then you can plug those in, and I use them at work at the office. We have a couple people that are running multiple monitor on a laptop. So I just ran a hub. I ran a hub down under the desk and as many of those adapters as I need. And I think they're about $35 a piece. And then it's a video card, and they work really well.
Well, that would be all right.
I can give you a link if you want a link.
I guess.
It'll take me just a moment. I mean, there might be cheaper options, there might be better options. I don't know. These are the ones I buy. They're awesome. They're $40. I'm going to put it in the regular chat so everybody else can click on it too. And yes, that's an affiliate link. So, yay, make me money. Martin from 3DP Iceland is in the house.
What's up, Martin?
Have you seen Martin's giant Millennium Falcon he's working on?
Yeah, that thing has got quite a few
That thing
features.
is massive.
Patrick Nienhoff says, Glenn says, I use them at work, at the office, but Glenn, you work from home. Yes, but I'm the IT guy, so those guys work from the office and they need stuff. Which brings up another really fun story. Last week at the meeting, we're going through the notes and we get to the bottom and it says something like in my little notey area, it says, look into interactive AV smart boards. And I'm like, what? I don't know anything about this. And they're like, oh yeah, the office, the vice president of operations wants you to get a couple of those digital smart boards. I'm like, those are like $10,000 a piece. We're not that big of a company. So then the owner of the company's like, nope, I veto that right now.
Quickest way to get something vetoed, just tell them the price of it.
So the laptop that you want to throw the extra monitors on, it has no other video outputs?
Well, no, Aaron Seeger was talking about they get them on sale or whatever with the i7s in them. And if I got one of those, then it would probably have 1 or 2 video outputs.
Yeah, they usually have like one HDMI and maybe a VGA, but
right.
But yeah, I don't know. I streamed for a while. I ran the studio off my laptop for a while, but it was my laptop's kind of old. It's probably 8 or 9 years old now that I say that, but it didn't get hit by lightning. Unfortunately. Just would have had it plugged in. But yeah, the other option is I ran off of the Linux version of OBS for a while. And, Linux doesn't require that much hardware. And that ran beautifully. Of course, the Linux box I was running on was a dual Xeon with 12 gigs of RAM. But
yeah, NetKey said I should just stick in a Ryzen 9.
Yeah, everybody rants about those Ryzen processors, but I heard they're crap for Adobe Premiere.
Well, yeah, the i7s are better for Adobe Premiere for sure.
Good thing I can't afford Adobe Premiere.
Right? Yeah, I'm fixing to get rid of mine. I don't use it enough to justify the cost. So.
Yep.
Patrick Nienhoff is starting week 3 of working from home, which is awesome. I don't know if you guys know, but he went out, dug around, found a work from home type job, which is hard to find because most of them are scams.
Yeah.
So that's just awesome. You're working from home now, aren't you, Walter?
100%. Well, every 2 weeks I have to go to Tallahassee for our sprint planning meeting, but yeah, every other day I'm at home.
And that's what I need to find a programming job where I work from home, and then I could just do it during the day when I'm doing my other job at the same time. I'm just kidding. If my boss is watching this,
I was going to say something like, no, don't say it.
I was going to say, I was just going to get somebody to do my job for 1/3 of the price. I'll just outsource it.
Right.
Somebody actually, I remember it was several years ago, but somebody I forget what company it was, but the guy got busted because he was outsourcing his job, I think, to someplace in India or China or whatever and everything else. And he was like, his performance was going through the roof. And then the company picked up on it. They were like, wait a minute here, hold on. Yeah, no.
You guys are too good. You got to slow down.
Yeah, you can't be greedy.
But from what he was getting paid to what he was paying out, I mean, he was still able to bank some.
Well, I mean, we can like my job, as scary as it is, my job, we can outsource it probably for less than they're paying me. But as far as the estimating side of it goes, but I don't just do estimating. Like, we do, the estimating team does a lot of stuff. We do a lot of project management stuff, and so it doesn't really even out. Plus, I'm constantly redeveloping our software as we go. Like every time if we have to do a task more than twice, I write a tool for it. So, because I hate redundant tasks. Kuntry 3D, they are usually Lenovo ThinkCenter with at least 8 gigs of RAM and, of course, no hard drive due to old workstations. Yeah, but that's no problem. You can pick up a 250 gig SSD for $40.
Oh yeah.
A Corsair, I think they are. I've bought a couple of them now. And my old laptop, I put a solid state hard drive in it, and I upped it from 8 gig to 16 gigs of RAM, and it's like a brand new laptop.
Nice.
I mean, it's. In fact, I just installed Windows 10 on it yesterday. I no longer have to run Windows 8.
I had to do that. My computer forced me to do like the latest 1019.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
It took forever, didn't it?
It wasn't even that, but it wouldn't do it automatically. And so then I'm trying to, I'm going through all online, looking up all the steps and everything else. Computer would not go into safe mode, and it took me the entire, my entire morning and afternoon. I'm like, yeah, great.
Me. I would have just been like, oh, you just got to do this.
Because it's it's like a guy driving. We're not going to stop and ask for directions. Same thing. Glenn, fix my computer.
Aaron said he can typically get them for $25 a piece.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Thought this.
With the Core i7 in it, you bet.
Yeah, I mean, if there's like extra ones around, I wouldn't mind having one myself.
But he's talking about hard drives. I've got 5 or 6 laptop hard drives, 500 gigabytes, just laying at the house. I mean,
yeah, right. Who wants to use like mechanical hard drives?
Yeah, well, everybody don't have Glenn's money.
It's $40, man. It's amazing. You push the on button and it's like, bing, it's done. You're like, wow, how'd that happen?
Yeah, right now I'm not paying attention.
No, I know. I'm in the same boat. Of course, I'm hoping all of this insurance stuff goes through and the checks come in before IRF, because then that's going to help pay for IRF.
I'm trying to scrape every dime I can right now for the IRF trip. So far I'm up to $2.
$2?
2 dimes.
Oh, 2 dimes.
Yeah.
Well, is it easier this year for you guys? Since there's like a 6-month gap between Murph and IRF. Because remember last year it was like trying to save up and do both and everything else. It was with that tight time frame.
I don't really know. It was just
Actually,
it was hard for me because of everything that's happened recently.
Mm.
Yeah, that's me. It's things that have put me behind that, that's the problem I'm having right now. It's not, there really is no difference in this year and last year, except for things that have come up or whatever.
Yeah, well, we were supposed to go to the resort for was it Memorial Day, Labor Day, whatever,
yeah.
Just happened. And that was like almost $400 just for the hotel. And because of the hurricane was coming, we opted to cancel out of that. And we canceled just in time and didn't have to pay or any type of cancellation fees. So that money was like, and then the $200 that I shelled out for the cable modem that I got back, it was just like all of this stuff was going out. And then there's a couple of amazing people in the community that dropped a little money in my PayPal account just to help out, which was hugely appreciated. So
Hey, I just got a really legit email and I'm sharing the screen. Y'all should check this out. This is so legit. Can you see that?
I can't really read it.
Oh yeah, it said the subject is update your payment details for renew membership for Netflix. But
Yeah, that looks legit.
Yeah.
let me zoom in here so you can see how they can you read that now?
Dear your email, not you, just
Yeah.
What
No, you know what?
Wow, that is crazy.
It's someone who watches the stream. They're imitating Walter's audio feed.
So I should. Is my audio messing up that bad today?
No. He's
Okay. Anyway, so I should click the restart membership button, right? That's what I should do.
You
Right?
should totally. That looks legitimate to me. You should totally do that. Make sure you give them a backup credit card number as well, just in case.
Any social for identification purposes.
I'll tell you one of the ones I'm getting tired of now is the Apple account. I get those every stinking day. I get 3 or 4. Hey, there's a problem with your Apple account, and I'm like, I don't have a friggin' Apple account.
Yeah.
So how's there a damn problem?
Now your audio's breaking up. Jay Griffith
Now?
asked, my laptop has a mechanical HD. Could I replace it with an SSD one? As long as it's like a 2.5 inch and it's SATA, then yes. And I could even be kind and toss you guys a link to that $40 Corsair. And I'm searching in the wrong box. I do that every time.
I've recovered from my screen problems, and now I am finishing my project. Don't
Sweet.
do what I did.
I got new cats.
That something hit my leg, and I was just like, "All right, don't freak out on camera
Yeah,
and everything else."
I don't know if I told this story online, but my cat disappeared. She didn't come home, and you know I fear the worst, that something got her. But so we got these two from a lady that does pet rescues. They're sisters. They're solid black. And I should have talked about this earlier because we want name ideas. If anybody's got name ideas for a pair of black cats. All right, so there's the link to the Corsair. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not Corsair. It's Crucial.
Crucial, yeah.
Crucial.
You know,
and they're up to $48 now. They went up $8.
They used to be top of the line. Crucial used to be top of the line memory.
I've used a lot of their memory.
Mhm.
Kingston is still one of my top choices in memory.
Yeah.
I've never had an issue with their product. That's a little bit more expensive than some. But what I like about Kingston was when Kingston first got going, like their company just exploded.
Yep.
And the first year at Christmas time, every employee of Kingston got a $10,000 Christmas bonus, regardless of how long they had been there. Everybody got $10,000 because the company was doing so well. And they were inundated with resumes of people wanting to go to work there. So they never did it again. It was only the first year. But
So that's the second time Chris has spoken all stream.
Well, like the 5th time.
Maybe. Maybe.
No, I did not have to swap out the screen. I had a library that wasn't the one that I needed. There's a very specific set of libraries for this project, and I should probably give Josh some notes on which ones they are, just so that nobody else has a problem. But if you watch the video that I did, you won't have any issues. But I don't remember doing that video, so I still didn't know what library to use.
one of those videos.
I remember that was the thing, like with a lot of the 3D printing YouTubers, it was always like, they would have their mug of rum and Coke or whatever it was, and just sit there and hang back and, drink on camera. You don't see that much anymore.
Well, that's because as the videos went on, it got worse and worse and worse. And the community kind of shunned them for that. So. Some of these names, Hack and Slash, Kick and Smack, Chris and Walter.
Right.
Oh, wait, does one of them have a little white streak? If so, definitely Walter.
One of them's got just a slight bit of grayish on the chest, but
yeah,
they're still very skittish because usually when you bring new cats into your home, you're supposed to take them and lock them in one room and let them get acclimated to that. I didn't. I put them right in the middle of the living room,
go nuts.
The house still smells like the old cat, and they're just freaking out and stuff. One of them's real timid anyway, but
this one,
I don't know. The one one of them you can tell it had a collar on.
Mm-hmm.
That one's the more friendly one. The real skinny faced one. They don't have names yet. They came with names. They came named Midnight and Ebony, but
I think next week.
What's that?
I said I think next week we're gonna have to put my dog down.
Oh man.
Yeah, she's. It's getting worse every day, and there's no quality of life there. She bumbles back and forth between the water dish and food dish and her bed, and that's all she does anymore.
That's so hard. That's so hard.
And it's really sad to watch because where her bed's at, it's right beside my recliner. Because when I get in my recliner, she'll stand up and she'll sniff that I'm there, so she'll just lay in her bed. But then when she goes to the kitchen, she'll bounce off of one couch and then the other one and then the wall and then she can't see, she can't really hear, she can hardly smell. You have to move her bowl around, her food dish around so that you put it right under her face.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's tough.
So I think next week is going to be her last week. Not this week we're in right now. After we get back from our little trip next weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to have a cat put down one time. She got sick. I found her like just laying in the yard one. I think one of the neighbors poisoned her, but I'd taken her in, and the vet just said, it's probably best just to put her down. And they were very caring about it, and it was a nice situation. But what sucked was a year later they sent a thinking about you card, and it which was nice of them, but it was like, oh, stab me right in the heart,
Yeah.
It's kind of like with those, was it with Facebook? Hey, remember this date?
Yeah,
and it's just like, my parents just died. Yeah, great, thanks.
Yeah,
I really want to.
Remember that time your best friend got run over by a car? Yeah, remember that?
Hey, would you like to share that with everyone again? Yeah, sure. Because you just make it feel so wonderful.
That's why I don't post those things on Facebook that you don't want to be reminded of. You don't post those.
There used to be a service out there that you could go in and schedule emails like however far in advance. And I sat down, I don't even think he knows this, but I sat down when Xander was like just a baby. I sat down and wrote 21 years of emails to arrive to him on his birthday. And like I had it all, like just awesome. The service decided to close up. And they like emailed them all to me. Like they're like, well, here's those emails you set up. We're not doing this anymore. I'm like, I spent hours writing those. You jerks. Stupid free services.
How dare you get out of business?
What are you doing, crazy? Yeah, I want to name them Puddin' and Tang. So when people say, what's your cat's names? I say Puddin' Tang. Ask me again, they'll tell you the same.
Just not going to say that. Family friendly.
Hey, you can do it like the dude in Bubble Boy. Be Pooh Nanny. Chris, are you making headway now?
I am. I'm almost done.
Yeah, you only got 24 more minutes. Come on.
What is the project?
It's a Wi-Fi print monitor. It's a Wemos D1 Mini and a little screen, and you can monitor Octoprint with it.
Just Octoprint.
That's that one that you did some time ago.
Yeah, that would
be why you don't remember doing the video.
Yeah, probably in 17 I did this. Yeah, just Octoprint. It does a few other, like it has a world clock and a weather thing. It'll tell you the temperature and stuff like that.
See, I want one for my Duet Wi-Fi's.
I seen on Twitter, I think it was yesterday or the day before, somebody had figured out how to get the Wise cams to show up in Octoprint.
Nice.
Really?
And now I can't remember who it was. I think I screen grabbed it, but
I got a couple of those. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I've got 3 of them. I have them aiming out the back of my house, that side of my house, and this side of my house, so I can see the street and stuff from my desk. Because you hear trucks and stuff, and you're like, oh, what's going on? So I can monitor, but I would love to be able to use them. I mean, I originally bought the first one to monitor the FK1, but it wasn't going anywhere, so I didn't need to.
Did y'all watch the video the other day? I think it was Teaching Tech that did the video on the Contour 3D printing. Did you see that?
I've seen blips of that on Twitter, but
but Chuck did a thing on it, and I watched that one.
The problem is the way you have to modify your hot end. I mean,
you couldn't have anything else sticking down.
Yeah, right. Yeah, non-planar. That's it. Non-planar slicing. That's it.
3D Jimmy said Peg Leg Paul reminder. He hasn't walked by with his sign, but yes, Peg Leg Paul is streaming tonight at 6:30. We moved him from 6 to 6:30 because he would start his streams while I was still talking to Chris and Walter, and then people could hear me talking. So there was a real-time streaming protocol firmware for Wisecam. Haven't used it, but did see it mentioned somewhere. Yeah. Well, there was a firmware available on GitHub, but it was only for the camera, like the version 1 camera, and I have all version 2 cameras, but it's so hard to find a decent IP cam anymore.
You can't
find everything is web based, and I don't want it. So
because I just picked up those D-Link cameras where you can like fully
the pan
control.
tilt zoom.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and like because I remember I set one up for my landlord in Prague and everything, and it was completely you can still access it from your computer and everything else. So I went down to Best Buy, picked one up. You can only use your phone with it.
Everything cloud.
And it's driving me crazy. It's like, no, I don't want this.
I just make a Pi Zero camera. Yeah, that's true. It's probably a good point, but
that requires work.
That requires a Pi. Which I gotta dig that out too. I had one Pi that took a hit.
You know, I saw who sells them now is Target.
You were telling me that, but I couldn't find them in there.
Really?
Yeah.
No, it's all the way in the back. Well, never mind, because this is local stuff. But yeah, it's all the way in the back near the video games.
Yeah, I was in there. I was poking around looking. I just wanted to see. I didn't need to buy one, but $10 Pi Zero, $8 Pi camera. Well, that's pretty. I've never played with a Pi Zero. I might look into that. Fun King 3D, can you help me with a shameless plug for my live stream I'm doing? See, this is a double catch because the shameless plug is also a square.
Okay.
So, but Michael Fox, if that is genuine, then yes, absolutely, I will throw a shameless plug for you. Absolutely, tune into Michael Fox's live stream. He's doing for his local library next Saturday, 14th, 10 a.m. to 12. Central Standard Time. You can't post a link. Like at least do like the slash whatever a link to it. Or I guess you guys can just go sub to his channel. So the shameless plug was already given. No. Bingo cards is not a plug. It's not plugging me. It's when I say things like how awesome 3D fuel filament is. If you want 3D fuel, check out some 3D fuel. I actually have a coupon code to get you guys 10% off on this too. I should probably be better about throwing that out there. I'll have to find that, but yeah, that's a shameless plug. You guys are so quiet today. I know, because I'm dominating you guys.
I can't tell if it's just Walter's quiet or his mic's not working.
He's frozen.
No, my mic is working. I'm just listening to two old farts talk back and forth.
That's okay.
I made 4 Pi cameras using Motion iOS. All show up on one IP. Is it supposed to be that way? Mute button.
3DP Iceland said he can't hear me. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear.
What?
Okay.
No, we can't hear you.
All right.
Michael Cassell said, "Hey guys, dang, I've missed most of the stream." That is true.
Yeah, I don't know.
Of course.
Oh, Chris said he can hear me. So.
Yep. Gotcha.
Yeah, I hear you fine. So.
Breaker. Over and out.
On Motion Eye. So Sean, what happens then if they're all on the same IP? Does it show like all 4 of them, kind of like like this scenario, or does it give you an option to switch between them? I mean, I assume that it's web based, that it's got some kind of a web interface. Oh, Martin said he's just messing with you, Walter. Link 3 cameras to the main IP, port forward to the main IP so I can watch from outside. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I'll have to play that. I've never played with a Pi Zero. I didn't realize they were so cheap. I just keep buying the regular Pis.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I kind of like the regular Pis just because, it just a little bit beefier.
More
and
USB ports. And,
exactly.
Millennium Falcon is going along well. Main body is all ready. Now I'm waiting for prints for all the external parts. Got the feet part printed and glued on. Now,
Martin, you're not taking that to Earth, are you? Oh, Martin, sorry.
Aaron Seeger said, "Oh, for you guys on bingo, I see Walter wearing the orange and blue shorts. Definitely Gator gear." Are those Gator shorts you're wearing there, Walter?
Yes. Always.
I didn't get to watch the game again yesterday. I got to figure this out because I don't have any of the ESPNs, and it was on ESPN, ESPU.
Do you have an Android TV
Yes.
device?
Yes.
I'm going to send you some information that'll help you out.
Perfect. Yeah, I bought a Android TV box some time ago, and then I loaded because I have a Plex server here in the house, and I loaded Plex on it, and I gave it to my mom, and I said, "Here, play with this. If you can figure it out, anybody can." And then I just turned her loose with it, but she hated it.
Aaron Seeger said it was streaming on Hulu.
John Gould's trying to bait me. I don't have Hulu. I don't want to pay for Hulu. I already pay for Netflix. It's getting crazy now. How many, like, oh, you want ESPN? You can get ESPN Plus. It's just, so much per month. And
I think Netflix is definitely going to take a huge hit when Disney Plus comes out.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing I'm waiting for. They just keep adding more and more to it, and I'm just like,
and Disney owns everything.
Yeah.
So,
Well, see, I don't understand why there's not a package where you can just buy the ESPN channels.
Yeah, well, TV. For years I've been saying that the TV should be that way. It should be a la carte. You just pay per channel that you want because they give you 200 channels, and how many do you watch?
Yes, hardly any. Well, because I just basically cut I did the whole cutting cord thing and everything else, and I have to go out and get a local antenna, just so I can catch up on the news. But I mean, I don't miss it at all. And oftentimes, a lot of the major, cable channels like A&E and Travel Channel and all that stuff, you can just go on their website and like with the Roku and the Amazon stick, you can get their apps.
So you have Comcast Xfinity's internet
only,
but you don't have any TV.
Nope, no.
They gave me a much sweeter deal if I took at least the basic low definition TV.
Well, my package came out to be it was supposed to be $80, and I got $20 off, so it was $60. Then I switched to automatic bill pay, and it's $50. So, because I don't watch half of the stuff on.
It's all garbage.
Yeah.
Who pays for that? Just get your
one issue. Go ahead. One issue I'm going to have going to the mobile Wi-Fi spot is I have CBS All Access, which I pay for, and when I go to on the mobile Wi-Fi, it shows me where my IP address is, not my zip code.
Oh.
I get a local station out of wherever the heck I'm at, Orlando, I think.
Yeah.
So that, and I sent him an email today. I said, look, I'm using mobile Wi-Fi for my home internet. I need zip code local, not IP local channel. So I hadn't heard back from them. We're going to see what they say.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's got to be a solution for that. I mean, so many people use mobile internet.
Well, I mean, PlayStation View, they will auto swap you. If you say, hey, this is my home network, they will auto swap you to that zip code. But if you change it again, then, you have to call them and do stuff to your account. Right. But they'll let you set it as hey, I'm on my home internet. This is where I'm at. So CBS All Access doesn't do that. And if they don't allow me to do that, then I'm going to drop CBS All Access. And I've had it for a couple of years.
Is there anything good off of that? Because the only thing I know is the Star Trek.
Every CBS show that's ever been made is available to you on demand. All MacGyvers, all the 80s stuff that you grew up watching, they're all on there. If you want to go back and watch some classics like The Honeymooners and I Love Lucy or whatever, they're all on there.
Wow. Well, I just know with all of these different streaming services now breaking out, Disney starting theirs and the ESPNs and all these ones that are breaking out, I mean, nobody's going to be able to afford to subscribe to all of them. It's going to up piracy significantly.
See, but that was the thing. I mean, like when Netflix went, started streaming their stuff, somebody there I know, might have stopped, downloading all this stuff from torrent because it was like, why even bother? It's all online now. But now it's just like you said, hell, even Comcast has a little subscription-based package for those people who have, who cut the cord and everything else, where it's $20 a month. And I'm like, that doesn't make any, people got away from you guys because of your insane prices.
Right.
And now I have to pay you $20.
Well,
And
see,
like, they don't
the
get it.
problem, Shane, with cutting the cord, because we did the same thing. We did away with DirecTV, which was all we could get.
Mhm.
Because I was paying $190 a month for my DirecTV. So now we went to all internet, and I can get my locals over the air, which is not a problem. Okay. And I can do that. So I don't even need the CBS All Access. But for like ESPN and all that, I subscribe to PlayStation View.
Okay.
Well, when I started, it was $44.95 a month. So it was $45. Well, now it's $65 a month for the same channels.
Yeah, it's insane.
You know, and yeah, and that's why I've been looking for alternatives to get just the ESPN, because that's the only thing that I want live TV for is college football. Everything else I can watch elsewhere.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, no, I mean it's getting crazy with it.
I
But
looked
remember
into Hulu. I looked into Hulu TV, but it's $44.95 plus taxes and applicable fees. And by the time I get there, PlayStation View is probably going to be about the same price. And PlayStation View has the best recording setup for recording shows that you want to watch later. So, you know, it's just, and you can watch it on 5 devices at one time.
Remember when Sling first came out, you know, they had that physical box,
Right.
you know, you plug it into your TV and everything else, and then someone from way over, wherever they were, could gain
Yeah, I
access to
had
it.
clients when I was at Best Buy. I had clients that used it because, like, they had moved from Boston or wherever,
Mhm.
and they still wanted to watch the local ball games.
Yep.
So it was at their son's house,
Yep.
so that they could
Yep.
sling it
Yes,
down.
I bought one of those. They actually had a little plug-in for DirecTV. It was a little thin box you could plug into your DirecTV receiver, and all of your recordings on your DirecTV you could just sling right over that box.
Yeah.
I've still got that. It's actually still in my entertainment center, even though we haven't had DirecTV in dang near 3 years.
Well, that's when I got rid of my DirecTV. I had to send back all the receivers but the DVR, which was
weird.
nice of them. I got the
Yeah.
hard drive out of it, but everything else, DirecTV is still in my house. All the components are still in the wiring closet. The dish is still out there. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm done with you.
I used to work for, I think it was Dish way back when, setting them up and everything else. I remember I go to some people's houses and, you know, they have like 4 or 5 dishes and everything. I'm like,
yeah.
and it wasn't even like a multi-family house.
Yeah,
it was one.
Right. Yeah, they didn't want to take them down.
No.
So these holes.
And then I would just go there. I'm like, you want me to just reuse one? Nope, put up a new dish. You have 4 right here. Nope, I need a 5th one. All right.
Aaron Sager said, I use the Amazon Fire TV box, does Netflix, Hulu, and stream the Amazon Prime content, which, like, I have on the kids' TVs, they have Roku's. But the problem is you're still paying for the services behind those.
Yeah.
Now, I have an Amazon Prime, but I've never used their video service.
Really? They
Like
got some.
the couple
But
that I watch.
It's available for free though.
What's that?
It's available with your Prime membership. So I mean, you're not paying extra for it.
Some stuff there's still a charge for it.
Well, that's if you're gonna rent like the new stuff.
Yeah.
They have like 2. It's like almost like a 2-tier, right? You get your free stuff that you have your Prime membership, right? So that
Right.
covers all their new TV shows that they're making and all that stuff. And then like Endgame comes out, right? Then you can rent to rent to view it or buy it from them and everything else. So that's your 2-tier stuff. But there's actually some good stuff on Prime.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, and they also have Amazon TV Originals. So I mean, you can watch those on your Prime membership, and there are free Prime movies, quite a few actually.
Yep.
And now they have a new service called IMDb TV.
I saw that
Which-
one too.
Is live TV with commercials in it and stuff like that. So you can watch a lot of movies on there. They do have commercials in them, but there's a lot of movies on there as well.
Well,
Yep.
do you remember back when cable television first became a thing? That was their big push, was that you'd get TV with no commercials.
Right.
That didn't last long.
Yeah. Well, remember they had what was it? Film on TV used to be a website, and you can go on there and you just put in the area and it'll pull up all the live TV services and everything else. And the thing was, I mean, for me living in Prague, I would use that all the time to get all the British TV because it was the closest thing I could get. And then they got slammed.
Is it working, Chris?
It totally is. It's connected up to that printer right there, and it's working.
Sweet.
And it's alien ooze colored. So now I'm gonna take a picture of it and tweet it.
I'm not look at you tweeting.
Yeah. Do you see me tweet?
Chris is sweet.
I don't follow you on Twitter. Why would I do that?
I think I've tweeted like 3 times this week.
Wow.
I'm all over it.
3 times. I think I tweeted 3 times today. Oh my gosh! When the post from Earth came across about us being there, that was so funny. I had to run with that.
That was pretty awesome.
Bonus now.
What was it on the Friday night community catch up? They had the guys there and everything else. Now there's, I think, if anything, there's one table left. And other than that, I mean, they're full.
Wow, this is going to be an amazing Earth. I mean, last year was awesome for being a first year, but this is.
I'm like, I go, is there any way you guys can tell as far as like what you sold in tickets so far compared to last year? Like how is attendance? They're like, he's like, we have like it's going to be at least double the amount of people. So,
well, just to let y'all know, Shane is on the hook for 3 Prusa Mark IIIs for us to give away. So,
nice.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. There it goes.
Boom, just like that. Yeah. I need you to bring them to the house first, though.
Oh, they're in the.
Do not bring them to his house.
I'm already at his house.
Yeah, I'm still here. It's funny, and I'm not going to give it away because we don't want to, but I finally heard back from that person.
Yeah.
Mr. X.
But nothing about that.
Oh.
They're like, sorry, we were late in response. And I'm like, okay, so what are we doing? Nothing.
Yeah.
So it's something that we're supposed to be giving away. It's been promised, but until it arrives here, I'm not, because this particular group has burned other people in the past. So
no, Chris Lane, that does not fill the Prusa square.
But I'm still going to. I mean, we still have things. We're still going to give stuff away. And I mean, if nothing else, AIO Robotics has stepped up with 12 rolls of filament.
Very nice.
So there's your shameless plug for AIO. Well, I guess that one wasn't shameless.
No, because
well deserved.
Yes. Especially if they're helping you guys out.
I have a great relationship with those guys.
Aaron Steger, the problem with Shane putting 3 Mark IIIs together is that Earth is only 2 days.
Yeah, 3. You're talking about a week's time and everything else.
I thought he was bringing us the ones that were fully built.
Right.
Wait, the ones that if I did it, you expected it to work right?
I thought Joseph himself was assembling
personally
them for us.
Mm-hmm. And
listen, I watched that video, and somebody said it earlier. I would have loved to have some sound on that video with all 1,096 printers running.
All of them running.
Yeah.
What kind of noise was that, man?
Loud.
Even on silent mode. I think
they
I think
they. I
don't understand. They knocked points off for the monitor guys pulling the wrong prints off the wrong printers. I mean, that just makes no sense. So he should have got 1,099 because he did say he had one failed print.
Yep.
I thought it was that many running at the same time. So John Strand has asked, Shane from Prusa, will you be at Orlando Maker Fair? Wait, before Shane answers that question, yes, he will be. Because if Prusa's not going to be there, Shane from Fun King 3D will be there.
Wait, does that mean I actually get a shirt this time?
Did I not make you one?
No.
I was going to ask you because I thought I had made you one, but yes.
So you guys need to follow Chris's example.
I still owe Chris Lane a shirt as well. So.
No, but one way or the other, I will be at Orlando Maker Fair myself. Because I'm off the weekends anyway. So even if Prusa doesn't show up, you get me. And what's better than that?
Jay Griffiths asked me what I'm printing behind me, and it's a tabletop gator. One of those that you sit on your tabletop and it looks like it's coming out of the table.
Oh, okay.
Like it's kind of underwater type deal. But I upsized it 200%.
Michael Cassell said, I thought of a new square, somebody having internet/Wi-Fi issues. Yeah, but that would be a giveaway every week.
Yeah, no kidding.
See, I think somehow Walter infected Chris. That's what I think.
Walter's issue is rolled to Chris.
Mm-hmm.
But Walter is closer to me. You think I would have got it first. I'm making a note right now, Chris Lane, right now. Because I know
it is definitely not a benchy, Jay Griffiths. That's Chris's thing. I print these little green frogs. I print these little frogs with a hat on them.
I don't print anything. These are just for looks.
Background images.
Yeah, it's just nice to have, behind you.
Mhm.
These aren't even real. These are cardboard cutouts. That could
You
be
should
the
have
free
just said it.
square. No free square. FKB and go.
You should have just said it was a green screen and all that.
Yeah, like I've kicked around buying a green screen for Xander, but he just does not want to be. He doesn't want to be on his streams.
I just had to get like the full lighting and background kit from Amazon and everything else. If you want to one day, I can always bring it up and put it behind you.
He just doesn't want to be on camera. But he's got to have something behind him because I don't want anybody to see that mess. Behind him. So I have my high dollar lights that I bought at Home Depot for $13.
Nothing wrong. They do the job. That's all that matters.
Seem to be working.
I'm actually pretty interested to see how Xander grows his channel because I mean that's a completely different, avenue than I went down. Just gaming versus making or whatever. I see him streaming, and he's got a few people watching. I'm pretty curious to see how that goes. I'm rooting for him. But.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all that he ever wants to do anyway. And then, so the first few streams, he had a lot of energy. And then he had asked me Friday, he goes, "Can I stream?" And I'm like, "Yeah, all right, And I said, "But you know what? Because I was going and setting up all the streams. And I said, just do it then. Just figure out how to do it on your own and do it." So I said, "But have a lot of energy." And he did. He really ramped it up Friday night. He was really into it. Because once in a while he gets into playing the games and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to, and then sometimes he's not talking at all. And it's like, "No, man, you got to be interacting and stuff." So, but we did finally get his name. He's got his channel name. Awesome. So you can go to youtube.com/peglegpaul, all one word. And it takes you right to his channel now. So that's awesome. It was kind of a kick when everybody stepped up and subscribed to him, and he broke the 100 right away, 3 days, which blows my mind. 3 days, he's got over 100 subscribers, and then we can't register the name because you have to be 30 days old. And it's and there's not a countdown. Like when you look, it doesn't say, "Oh, you got 28 more days." Oh, I just had to keep checking every day because I wasn't even sure what day we started it. And then all of a sudden it was eligible, and I'm like, "Duh, buy now." Where's
Speaking
your sign?
of which,
you have to walk by. It has to be a Xander appearance. That's a square. Wait. Sorry, go ahead.
I need 14 more to get to 1,500. So I can do my next Star Trek ship giveaway.
All right, that's it. 14 people that are watching this stream right now that have not subscribed to Walter. Go to funcountrybasement.com and make sure you click all 3 of those subscribe buttons at the bottom. There's 84 people watching right now. So we're gonna do a double take here. This is a double shameless plug because he's wearing a 3D Gloop shirt, and then he's also plugging for his own channel. YouTube.com/peglegpaul.
Which is also a great segue because Fun in the Country Basement is an official sponsor of EARF 2019. And we are in booth number 1, and right next to us is the 3D Gloop booth.
Which is awesome because the Andrews are amazing dudes.
Yeah.
Booth number 1?
On the map, we're back there in the corner right by those doors.
So we are number 1. There is no doubt about that. But
also, we are the official live stream of EARF this year.
That is also
amazing.
So EARF will be coming to you from the Fun in the Country Basement booth this year.
But Walter, you have to remember, you actually have to stay at your table when you're streaming.
No, I don't.
No. We're just letting it run.
It's just running,
The
dude.
stream of me talking about the FK1.
Oh no, last year at EARF and everything else, Walter's just
Everybody that walked by.
Yeah, he was like, "Hey, come here for a second, come here for a second," and then Walter would take off, and you're like,
"No, I still have this one."
we should try to find an hour or so to actually sit down and do together Fun in the Country Basement at EARF. I don't know what time or what day we
could actually stick the camera out in front and do a FKB from EARF, man.
Yeah. Well, and then if we have a 4th chair set up, we could have a random guest come and sit, just for 5 minutes or whatever. We'll get the kitchen, a 5-minute kitchen timer, and it'll be like, "All right, you're up." Next one. So, because I mean, we could get all kinds of crazy guests on there. I mean, we could get everybody, you know, from Joe Prusha to Joel to, you know, pretty new.
Some random person just walking by.
And just like people who don't even know who we are.
Mhm.
Because I, you know, like I've watched a lot of live stream shows, you know, that were ours is the best. Those other ones are sucky. We're the best.
I was in one of the chats last night, and somebody said, "Boy, I missed Fun in the Country Basement last week." I'm like, "You watched that?"
Watch that terrible conglomeration. We're on it and we don't even watch it. The Fun in the Country Basement has been some of the funnest YouTube things that I've done. You know, it's just always a good time, and sometimes we talk about 3D printing.
Sometimes we do projects.
And when we first started, we were doing it to get together to work on things and stuff like that. But I think it's become more than that. It's all about community now. It's really not about what we're working on the stream or whatever. It's just about us interacting with chat and just going off on tangents or whatever. And it's fun. Some days it's about 3D printing, like you said. So
yeah, it's if I remember correctly, I think when we started this, it was going to be the three of us working on projects that we didn't want to film otherwise, and we were going to ignore the chat.
Right.
Like, we weren't really going to pay attention to the chat.
Just ignore the
And
fans.
that changed quickly. So
that is correct. I do have some good surprises for Chris since we're rooming at Earth. I have some great surprises for him.
Great.
He's eating burritos all the way there, man.
I just wanted to throw that out there so he can contemplate his fate between now and Earth to see what's going to be happening.
So I can brace myself before I get there.
Yes.
He's going to eat burritos and broccoli all the way there.
I'm gonna have burritos with refried and black beans with anchovies on top.
Oh,
Yeah.
Get the wellness.
So if you're staying at Earth and you just happen to want to get, you know, a double bedroom and you don't have anybody banging with you, just put me on a short list just in case.
A pet gator for Chris. That would be cool, but I think they would stop me in airport security with that one.
Joe Noob is supposed to be there. He got sponsored. He's supposed to be coming. So
That's freaking cool. I like hanging out with Joe. Joe's a pretty cool guy.
it was so funny. They were staying. He was with Joel and a couple other people, and they were in front of the G Create booth at Murph. And I actually went to talk to Gordon at the G Create. So I was standing like uncomfortably close behind Joe. I had not met him in person yet, but I was like right there, and he kind of turns like this. I said, "I'm just standing this close, so if somebody takes a picture of you, they think we're hanging out."
Yeah, Filament One is sponsoring Joe, Martin says.
There you go. Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
I didn't want to do a shameless plug for somebody that wasn't sponsoring me.
Right.
Someday I'll get to the point where I'm big enough where people fly me to the shows, but it's all right. It's, you know, like I bring my baggage, you know, so it's four of us. So
Really, your baggage.
I don't want to not bring the family, you know.
You kind of have to.
Even though Xander doesn't really do anything with Fun King anymore, he still kind of needs to be there. Zach enjoys going there. The wife hates it, but she's my support. Yeah. So I bring all my baggage.
So, wow, look at the time. I'm gonna go now.
It's really good baggage, though. It's like designer baggage.
It is about that time.
It is. It's actually after time. So see,
I know.
these 2 hours just zing by.
I can see Chris drying up because he's waiting to go eat. I can just see him
Because
drying
I'm out
up.
of coffee.
His desk is cleaned off. He's ready to go.
Nick's already put all of his stuff away. That was actually what I was going to do today, was clean this up, because I've been using this as my test bench for checking everything in the house. And so, like, before I started today, there was a pile of stuff like this on the, you know, well, I mean, you look over there, over there, it kind of looks like all that.
Oh, yeah.
So, but But
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm cleaning this up because I won't be back in the basement until almost time for FKB next week.
wow, it's
Wow.
a whole
I will
week.
be gone all week, so I'm going to be really hard up for some basement time.
Where are you
So-
flying out to, buddy?
I'm going to New Hampshire.
Oh,
Nice.
thought you were coming to Florida sometime soon.
I'm going to try. I got to wait for it to cool off a bit and the hurricanes to clear out.
Well, it's not hot here. I think it was 104 with the heat index today.
Right. I will tell you that when Dorian went by, it pulled a lot of the humidity out of the air. So, I mean, we've had some dry days. They've just been extremely hot. I think our actual temperature yesterday was 99.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, it's a hot one today.
Yeah.
Michael Cassell, so far the count is at like 22 different items that were hit as far as the lightning damage goes. As far as the leak in the roof, I don't know yet, but it's pretty bad. But the insurance adjuster will be calling me tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. So, but electronics wise, we're into the thousands of dollars. So, welcome to the lightning capital of the world. All right, well, if you guys want to do your outros,
Bye.
Walter?
you can rock paper, scissors.
Nah, I'm done with it today.
No, I'm Country 3D. You can find me everywhere at Country 3D. If you're not subscribed to any of us, please do so. Go to funcountrybasement.com and click those subscribe buttons. Ring the bell so you get notified when we're on. And if you can't ever find the Fun in the Country Basement stream, go to funcountrybasement.com. It will always be updated with the latest stream available. Thank you very
Sometimes
much.
not till Sunday, but
Oh, yeah. And some guys make everybody wait around because we used to get in at like 3:30. We'd be in here and chat before the stream. Today it was like 3:51.
well, that's because I came in I went to come in at 3:45 and I had no audio and no video, and then I got the audio problem fixed and I still had no video, and everything electronic in my house is screwy right now.
Well, I feel your pain. Chris, it's on you, buddy.
Awesome. Yeah. So today was fun. I actually got this completed. It turned out kind of going south, but I figured it out and I won. But yes, I am Chris Riley from YouTube, Chris's Basement. You know all that good stuff. I'm on the Twitters, Chris Riley 3D. I'm gonna tweet this out as soon as I get done with the stream. It's gonna be amazing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. What all these guys said. I will be back next week. Walter, you will not be with us next week. Is that correct?
That is correct. It is my birthday next Saturday, and my daughter planned a trip for us on my birthday, which is we're celebrating her birthday. So, yeah, we won't.
But
I'll be on the road.
having candles on his cake because they don't make that many candles.
Shut up.
But the trip is
And,
already
I would stream while traveling, but my dad said I couldn't do that anymore.
Yeah.
No, that's against the
Dad
FD.
doesn't allow that anymore.
Daddy puts the smackdown on him.
It's dangerous. All right, so we'll figure that out. So it will probably be on my channel next week, I'm guessing, and we'll just swap Walter for the week after that.
Yep.
So that's good. This has been Fun with Country Basement is always a great time on Sunday. Thank you for everyone that joins us. Always very appreciated. And I'm going to give it to Glenn.
Well, that leaves. Well, I mean, it leaves Shane and I. But this is Fun King 3D, and you can find me pretty much everywhere at Fun King 3D. I do prefer Twitter as my main point of contact, though. My email works as well. That is Glenn with 2 N's, Glenn. That's a square, bingo. At funking3d.com. And you guys can always reach out to me there or DM through Twitter. If you contact me on Facebook, there will probably be a long delay in me getting back to you because I hate Facebook. And I know that I say it every week, but I'm going to continue to say it. These streams would be absolutely useless without you guys. We love each and every one of you. We love that you guys keep showing up, that you interact with us, that a lot of times you're the bulk of our content, which is great. You can subscribe to each of our channels if you have not yet done so, which I can't imagine why you haven't, but you can just go to funcountrybasement.com or funinthecountrbasement.com. And there are links at the bottom of the page. And then there's another link now all the way at the very bottom of the page for you to get your FKB bingo card. And we encourage you guys to play along every week. And if you happen to get bingo, you win the bragging rights of saying you got bingo. So I think that's it. And yeah, it'll be on Chris's channel next week. So anything else, guys?
Think we're all set?
All right. Well, until next week, print on.